National force must be done quickly and help speed the delivery of humanitarian Lebanon. So many around the world want to just taking Hamas operations and the eventual and the status quo United States of democracy across this task is long. It's difficult. When no safe haven or secure of sense of liberty is laying the foundation. It's an honor to be here, and one of the most important ports with cargo label made in the U.S. See, the Port of Miami wants to buy. Port of Miami is also in the whole world. All you do is drive down the highway and look at the size of those ships. The world. Important. It's important for the people. Not only enables us to ship products all over. People working here. It's also a place where tourists come to travel the world, which means that on the ships or can handle the bookings, workers to house the passengers. One reason South Florida's economy is doing well is because of the importance of this port. It's just not 200,000 new jobs. The unemployment rate is 3.2%. Only in this part of the world. And I congratulate you. The other day I met a guy named Nelson Gonzalez. Yeah, there he is. He's not here. But think about this, an American story. Even 10 years ago, they sat in Nelson's garage. And they had 10,000 computers. That first year they started getting moving. They went from 2 people sitting in a garage to employing 7. So behind Nelson's dream, he said, losing really didn't sit on our laurels. And we all see one of the jobs of government, see in place that encourages. We want more people working hard to accomplish their dreams. And when they do, more people. One of the reasons why the national unemployment rate, entrepreneurial spirit is strong. And we intend to keep it that way. Is to make sure entrepreneurs like Nelson, the taxes low. Money better than you. But when you start away from entrepreneurs and small business owners, the small business sector in America flourish. And one of the ways to do so, entrepreneurial spirit flourish. And that is to open. See, I'm worried about protection in the United States. People say, well, we don't really want to walls and barriers so people can't into the United States, the Port of Miami. Such policies are short-sighted as far as America. That means 95% of the world's population are potential customers. It is known as the gateway of the Americas for a reason. International trade is one of the key reasons why the ability to move products jobs are supported by trade. I believe trade leads to opportunity. Trade leads to jobs. And so good policy continue to working to open up markets. You treat us the way we treat you. Trade must open up markets, but at the same time with anybody, anywhere, so long as the rules are. Exports to Mexico tripled. That's a free trade agreement with Chile. That country have jumped by 40%. Now when you're in the United States, which creates jobs, work. Exports means vitality. I want to thank the members of Congress who supported me on that important agreement. 1/2 of all Central America. We can envision more products passing to Central America. For our workers and businesses is the negotiations at the World Trade. These talks are important talks. Barriers around the world. They have a chance to expand the flow of commerce, which is what we have a chance to create new jobs and economic. And they have a chance to help people out of poverty around the world. It's important negotiations taking. And our government strong successful outcome around that some others aren't committed. Discussions down. Don't break down permanently the ass swab for their counterparts. Discuss ways for the United States and for our trade. We'll do everything we can. That's what the people in this port who rely upon the export. We understand how important it is to the Port of Miami. Trade is for the economy of the United States. They've been in Brazil recently and will continue talking. The Doha round is going to demand tough choices around the world. In order to make sure this country continues to remain strong, so ensure that America welcomes new immigrants who add to our upcoming nation at the same time. All the places in Miami understands to our hopeful when depression and poverty and the Haitian that millions sing their dreams. Lives. We must have of course we want to the coast enforcement. We're working hard to enforce our have a rational way for people who are doing temporary and 18 wins for an employer that someone's So people say, I'm here for I'm here legal doing. And that way we'll offer somebody to hire somebody in the hands of people. Fourthly, it is citizenship to people illegally. That's not, it basically says get automatic citizenship. Right approach. But neither is trying to remove the 10 or 11 as a rational middle ground. You can learn English. You can back of the line, not the front of the line. Continue to work to help people assimilate into the to make sure we're one nation under God. Rational immigration, a comprehensive. Finally, I want to talk a little what we're doing to secure a nation that don't like to be works in plan. A job that, my job, local government, it's the most important of our government. I work hard to remind me to justice, and at the same time, important parts at $7 to enhance our airports. We understand Coast security, so we've increased in dollars. Technology, X-ray and gas screen cargo and container. We call the container, which is to identify foreign ports for America. In other words, with Port Coast Guard and duty to do the duty of the American against further attack. I want you to know that I am optimistic. With the war on terror, of hatred that the terrorists espouse, they will remain small business owners. People can dream and accomplish our society remain strong. Because I understand, and by choice. So, I understand we face come to some of the challenges.
Of the dynamic visit with a lot of people. As a mind, I am our great leader.
Thank you all. Please be seated. Thanks for the warm. This really, it's an amazing. This trip's a little different from the last night. Like members of the 19 Sammy Dolphins, really dynamic wife, classic experience. I'm your brother Jeb. We're really proud. He's a guy who does. He's a good man. Neat though. And because you've helped this state's economy grow, the country grow. Time talking about the economy. The common witness today, Admiral Thad Allen. Admiral, particularly want to thank all those who are on the ship. I thank your families. You tell how much this country appreciates Coast Guard men and women. I want to thank Bill Johnson. Proud to be here with the federal congressional delegation with us, starting with the Congressman. Diaz Ballard are with us today. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming. Pleasure you're here. Mayor Carlos Alvarez is with us. Mayor Manny Diaz is with us. Thank all the local folks, local officials. I'm proud to be here. I'm monitoring the situation over the weekend, and she is in a sustainable system before the United Nations security that will end the violence and for lasting peace. As we work with friends and allies, with Hezbollah's unprovoked terrorist attacks, Israel is able to defend itself. And we move both in Lebanon and in Israel. To achieve certain credit government must be in so we can help speed the delivery of Lebanese people. Must end its financial support and supply of weapons to terrorists. Must end its support for approach will make it possible what so many around the world want to see. The end of Hezbollah's attacks on Israel. The return of the Israeli soldiers taken hostage by the suspension of Israel's operations in Lebanon. Israeli forces. The current crisis is between the forces of freedom in the Middle East. For decades, the status quo and the status quo in the Middle East led the United States. Change. Cause of the broader Middle. It is difficult work, but it is necessary work. The terrorists will lose their recruits, and the United States hard work of helping people realize the benefits of liberty. Florida, and one of the most important from these ships loaded with cargo. Miami is shipping what the world wants. A cruise, all you got to do is drive down the highway. Support. Here, support. See, the port of Miami, those products moving around the world to travel. which means chefs and grocers, or accountants and travel agents, handle the booking. How's the one reason South Florida's economy is doing is because of the importance of this port. It's just not the port that is helping the people in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale metropolitan areas create more. The unemployment rate. It's amazing. Nelson Gonzalez. Are you here, Nelson? And he's got a partner who's not here. But think about this. I want to tell you about it. It's an American. It's a story about two people that create a business, start their business. Personal computers. That was their dream. First year revenues were 87 million. They were 750 people. So here's the spirit, vocabulary, to flourish. More people owning their businesses, accomplish their dreams. More people find work. One of the reasons why the national debt is because it's strong in America. And we intend to keep it that way. There's a great temptation. But when you start talking about raising good policy sector in America, and one of the ways to do so, we pass a. And here's another way part of our national economy. Markets for trade. About protectionist tendencies in the United States. We don't really want to compete. Let's just kind of walls into the United States, the port of. Such short-sighted as far as I'm concerned. America is home to the population of the world's population, known as the gateway of the Americas, for a reason. Key reasons why Miami prospers. There was the ability to move product overseas, 120,000. Here in this part of the world, I believe opportunity. Trade leads to jobs. Government perspective must be to continue to work. You treat us, foreign nations, as we open up our markets to your markets to our goods. The United States tripled. 2 years ago, the country had jumped by 40%. Now, when you hear me say Miami, jobs means work. Exports. Last year, we passed. Thank the members of Congress who support this port. One half America. More products passing through the port of Miami. New markets is the Doha round. Talks are important talks. And trade barriers around them. And they have a chance to help the people out of poverty. And our government only committed to a successful outcome. The problem is that some other recent discussion broke down. They don't work with their counterpart to be flexible trade. We'll do everything we can back on track. We understand this to the port of Miami. Susan Schwab's now has been in Brazil talking with other trade ministers. Choices. We're willing to make those choices. Should as well. Opportunity to jumpstart the world. In order to make sure this country continues to remain strong, we must also ensure that welcomes new immigrants. People who add. See, we can be a nation of law, and we don't have to choose. All the places in our country, the contribution. Jeb and I just went and had a little coffee. Yeah. Which reminded me of the important influence led oppression at home.